My best friend is turning 18 in just a few days, so me and my girlfriend wanted to get him a figurine of a girl he liked from an anime. Is he gonna put it in a jar? You know what? Don't tell me.
Hi, Mrs. Neutron.
Hello, friends, and welcome back to ReddX, your source for the freshest daily cringe content anywhere on the internet. Promise, swearsies, it's just a fact. It's totally science. Go ahead and look it up if you want. I can't live your life for you. Today we are dipping back into some more Neckbeard one-off stories because the last one just went super well, blew my socks off. My hopes are high for this one, and I'm quite eager for them to be dashed to the ground. So, hit me with a Reddit. It's gonna be fine. Let's jump in and see how it goes. I met a real Neckbeard at the Goth Club. Seems sort of like a Neckbeard spawn point to me. Well, what were you doing at the Goth Club, random dude? Now, I've identified as a Gothic American for literally decades now. Yeah, already, right out the gate, I want to say yeesh. Luckily, I live in a place that has a real goth club, not a metal bar where they play some goth. Yeah, give me some of that heavy industrial. Play some Skinny Puppy. Oh yeah, now I'm feeling super goth. There is also a group of people at this club who play Vampire the Masquerade. Never played it myself, but it does certainly paint a picture. There are some geeks and some squares among the people who are truly into the scene, so just a whole smorgasbord of personalities and types, but somehow I never met a Neckbeard there.
You sure about that? You sure about that?
The people playing Vampire the Masquerade, you don't want to double check them? Okay. Opie says, I went there with my wife. We've been on the outs lately. This night was about us trying to get along. Yes, when my wife and I have marital problems, we go to the Goth Club to find our equilibrium. It sounds really weird to me. Why not have a dinner? Go somewhere where you can talk out the issues. Sit down in a park somewhere and just be with each other. Whatever, I can't fix this.
That's not my problem. It's yours.
OP's wife has been to this club a couple of times without him. Oh, and during those times, she's met some people that I don't know. We're both kind of antisocial, so going out of our way to say hi to strangers is our new thing. Yeah, some people take up bird watching, stamp collecting, other people go say hi to strangers in the goth club. What? It's totally normal. So at some point, we wanted to get some fresh air, and we go outside. And there's a dude hanging out, talking to a woman as we walk out the door. Black coat, brown leather fedora, fuzz on his chin. He was a caricature of a Neckbeard. He was the Spencer's Gifts version of a Neckbeard costume, without the sexy. Yeah, you gotta make it a sexy Neckbeard costume because of the irony. If ever you feel like you don't have an actual personality, just apply some irony. OP says, I didn't see all that somehow. I mean, he was right there, walking around as if he was an actual person. At this point, I'm gonna argue that he's more of a person than you, but let's see how it unfolds. OP really does come across like an NPC, doesn't he? My wife hates me, we'll go to a goth club and say hi to strangers. Greetings, human. Allow me to introduce you to my spouse. Now I must go say hi to another stranger. My wife steps out the door first, and Neckbeard spins around and sees her and says, hello. She says hi and turns to me and says, this is Neckbeard. I don't remember his actual name. He stops for a half a second, taking in that pretty blonde woman that he met the week before is now with a dude, and he says, hello. I find it curious that OP wasn't mentioned at all the previous week. This comes as a surprise for everyone. Am I seeing cuckoldry live in the flesh? So then Neckbeard turns to my wife and compliments her choker. It's for Lucifer, she replies. I wear this to show my love for him. This is not a joke. Damn, she out here talking about her love for the Invisible Man. Not a peep about love for OP. I hate to be the one to tell you, man, but this marriage is over. Pack it in. My wife converted to Luciferianism recently, and she loves talking about it. Yeah, again, great replacement for a personality. Weirdly, it might have saved my relationship, but that's a post on r/relationships or something. No, please, I would love for you to get into that. I promise I'm not just using this as a shovel to dig into you harder. I promise. So Neckbeard asks, what's the difference between Luciferianism and Satanism? At this point, the woman he was talking to just leaves. Yeah, you gotta take your cues. See the open window and get the hell out. Neckbeard looks at OP and says, yeah, I'm a Discordian myself. This is her department. Is that like Discord as a religion? If you're into that, please don't join the ReddX Discord. We don't want you. I'm serious. Neckbeard happily turns his attention to wife, and she goes off on the subject. Yeah, OP just out here third wheeling. After she finishes, he says, yes, well, that's very interesting. I have some radical ideas myself. I think the world cannot sustain itself unless we cut the population down to 150,000 people. My wife looks over at a group of people that I didn't know and just walks away. Dude, what the hell? She is weird for multiple reasons. Why are you so insistent on a relationship with this woman? Then again, I'd probably choose being weird over being like a complete blank slate like OP seems to be. Neckbeard watches OP's wife leave and then sighs because now he's only talking to me. Why don't you walk away too? Like, go follow your wife. See what the fuck she's up to. She's gonna just tell him to go away. These are my friends, my actual friends. You go hang out in the weirdo corner. OP's like,
Okay.
Neckbeard goes on to explain that basically there's too many people and resources and so on, and that the hard decisions need to be made, and that he was one of the only people who could correctly make them. Unless you're deciding to start out with yourself, I don't think you're equipped to make these decisions. You're clearly the least capable human being among us, aside from OP. But he doesn't really count. He's more like furniture, just like a chair or something.
Chris?
Now, that 150,000 number comes from the idea that 150,000 Americans would be just few enough to not tax the resources of the Earth out of existence. People from other parts of the globe use less resources, so it might be like 300,000 Chinese or 200,000 Brits. It would assume that somehow the work is getting done. If these 150,000 people have cars, well, then what percentage of the population is going to work in oil refining and production? Those two guys over there, trust me, it's a great plan. These are questions that I'm thinking about because I was thinking that we were having a conversation and not a monologue. Listen, he's not equipped to answer these questions. You're not equipped to ask them. Just let it unfold. This is the natural order. Neckbeard went on and on about the topic, but never covered how resources were gathered and distributed, which would be a huge stumbling block to his master plan of eliminating 99% of Earth's population. Listen to me, OP. When delusional maniacs come up with plans like this, they're not really thinking it out past like the first dimension, okay? Go check out the Roger Manifesto on the channel. He had a big plan too and no idea of how to achieve it. Neckbeard thought that this edgy statement would make him seem cooler to your wife. Little does he know, OP's wife always thinks that she's the coolest one in the room, always. You're all fucking insufferable. This is why I don't go to goth clubs, you know that. And I do enjoy some skinny puppy. So OP asked the Neckbeard, how could you eliminate that amount of people and keep the things that make us human? Neckbeard says, oh, we don't. Humanity just gets in the way. Like I said, super edgy, bro. At this point, OP just walks away. I saw no point in having a not a conversation, just listening to him drone on and on about this topic anymore. So I found my wife and asked her how she knew him. She said, I met him here last week when I came by myself. He was talking that shit then too. Thing is, we could reduce the population to 150,000 and he still wouldn't get laid. I think that was really his point. That's it? That's the whole story?
What the fuck is this?
He had a stupid theory that he wanted to impress your wife with? I hate everybody involved with this story, but somehow the Neckbeard is the least hateable one out of the bunch. I don't understand. Why would you post this to people on the internet? You're like, hey guys, look how cool I am trying to fix my marriage. Come on. I am hurt on your behalf. Please stop doing this to yourself. This is why your marriage is on the rocks. You know that. I'm just trying to help you, man. Help me to help you. Stop doing shit like this, all right? You're not fixing anything. Somehow this weird dude is better than the other weird dude because he thought about like the second phase of the plan or how it would be implemented. Ugh, cringe, cringe all around. I think it really was the first line that sent me spinning out of control. Identified as a Gothic American. Ugh, ugh. Please, just stop now. We seriously don't need to hear any more from you, ever, ever. Get me out of here. Take me home, Jesus. Next one. I hope my mental illness makes me hot to you. Yeah, again, great substitute for a personality here. It's like when people come up to you and just start listing all of their afflictions. Like, yeah, bro, I got a touch of the tism too, but it's not the first label that I would apply to myself. Whatever, I just don't interact as a rule. Modern problems require modern solutions. OP says, I posted this as a comment a while ago on a Neckbeard thread on Ask Reddit. I thought I'd share. They have those on Ask Reddit? Oh my god. We might need to go a-diggin'. OP says, so I'm a big dude. Like tall or fat? Probably both. At my first semester at university, I came in as a junior, and there was this guy that was just way too freaking into me, and he was super creepy about it. The dude would just sit uncomfortably close to me. Like if I was sitting on a chair, he would sit on the armrest. Or if I was talking to someone, he'd place himself directly between me and the person I was talking to. It was annoying. Did you ever bring it up? Ask him to sit somewhere else? Move him away from being between you and the person you're talking to? Like physically, just try it, a little push. You go here now. No, of course, we don't ever address it. We make a thread on Reddit about it and hope for it to change. He would always bring up discussions to make sure everyone in the room knew that he was bi.
Oh my god, who the hell cares?
And ask everyone their orientation. Yeah, again, this is what passes for a personality nowadays, apparently. Which genitals do you like? I don't care. I don't care. I would be out of this conversation so fast. Every dude would answer straight, and he would awkwardly flirt with me or some other dude. And what, you guys can't tell him to go screw because you're scared of being called a hateful bigot? I thought the point of him asking everyone's orientation so he would know where the line is, and now he's purposely stepping across it? No, this is not a me problem. This is a you problem. Whatever. After months of this, we were playing ping pong and getting in a stupid argument where he was just flat out wrong. It had something to do with game engines and pixel art. It was stupid. He would hate to admit he was wrong, but he decided that this was a good point to show me that he was able to accept defeat in an argument. He goes, OP, I have Asperger's. It's really hard for me to look someone in the eye. I can only do it if I'm really mad at a person, or if I really want to bag him. But don't worry, I'm not mad at you. All while staring right into my face. I put my stuff down and walked away. I have more stories about this guy, but this was just my favorite. Did you ever address the situation? It doesn't even need to be violent or aggressive. You could just tell him flat out, like, not interested. That is the last thing on the planet that I would ever conceive of doing. Especially with you. Make sure to put some level of disgust on the especially. He'll get the message. He'll get the message real quick. But not if we sit around and just hope For change, Obama. No, don't say that. Whatever, next one. Neckbeard tries to whisk me away in front of my own girlfriend. User she who dances. She posted some things in r/ReddX reads once upon a time. So, welcome back to the channel, I suppose. Neckbeard tries to whisk me away in front of my own girlfriend. Women just don't appreciate chivalry anymore. Made an account just for this, cause it's so strange. Here's the cast. OP, a mute girl who's apparently decently attractive. At least decent enough to attract neckbeards. GF, my girlfriend, loves anime and cosplay. NB, Neckbeard, overweight with a large neckbeard and anime t-shirt. Well, nothing was said about the smell, so how bad could it be? Now the story. My best friend is turning 18 in just a few days, so me and my girlfriend wanted to get him a figurine of a girl he liked from an anime. Is he gonna put it in a jar? You know what? Don't tell me.
Hi, Mrs. Neutron.
Yeah!
So we checked a few places, didn't find much, but eventually my girlfriend left to go ask the store cashier. It was then that I saw Neckbeard walking up to me. I waved because I'm kinda polite, and he apparently saw that as his chance to move in. Yeah, you need to not wave at people you don't want to interact with. Maybe a smile and a nod is better than a wave. To me, waving means literally come over here, talk to me. Smile and nod is like acknowledgement. That's it. Just handy hits for life. I'm trying to help you out. Neckbeard says, "Hey, glad to see you appreciate anime too. What's your favorite?" I shrugged because I'm almost certain that this guy doesn't know how to sign. I mean, you could have at least tried him. Then he would also know that you're mute. But I guess if you could get past it without all that, yeah, it's a little bit easier. Neckbeard says, "Hey, you don't know? Well, maybe I could tell you about my favorites over lunch. How about it?" It was at this moment that my girlfriend came back with the figurine in hand. Girlfriend, "Hey, got it. Want to look for anything else or just go?" Neckbeard, "Hey, who are you?" Girlfriend, "Oh, I'm GF, her girlfriend. Who the hell are you?" Neckbeard, "I'm Neckbeard. I was taking her to lunch." Girlfriend, "Oh, really? Huh." She kinda gave him this suspicious glare. Not really sure how to describe it, but it felt like she was calling his bluff. Neckbeard, "It seems you don't trust me to be a gentleman around your little lady. Good day, madams." That is some hilarious words you just said. The best part is you said it with a straight face. With that, Neckbeard stormed out. Girlfriend and I just looked at each other before paying and leaving. Somewhat of a non-interaction, I guess. Not as exciting as the other stories we've gotten from this OP. But yes, indeed, I'm thankful that it was relatively harmless. Part of me says, hey, free lunch, but the other part says, nah, no lunch is worth all of that. Anyway, next post. Neckbeard not okay with interracial couples. I consent. Isn't there someone you forgot to ask? What do you want from me, dude? OP says, when I went to college, I joined into a student social group that planned events to go and hang out with each other pretty often because I knew no one that was going to that college that I picked, and I figured that this would be a nice way to make friends. I mean, yes, in theory, but also probably you're going to be hanging out with all of the people who can't make friends. I guess somebody's better than nobody. Unless that somebody is this Neckbeard. One of the guys that also went to the groups. I will call him Racist Beard. Clever. He seemed to be pretty cool to me at first. He was in my major, and we had a lot of common interests, although he was definitely on the larger side and would go days without a shower, which was made worse by how hot the climate was at that college. I told you, dude, you're picking up the scraps. The friends that nobody else wanted. I could get past people saying some wild shit, or even smelling bad, but both at the same time? Come on now. We gotta nix one of these, all right? Opie says, I was dating my wife, who was my high school sweetheart throughout all of this, and she graduated a year after I did. This is a fact that never came up when I was hanging out with Racist Beard because, you know, we're dudes. So true. Oftentimes I get told something and I tell my wife and she has a follow-up question and I'm just like, I don't know. I didn't ask him about that. I took it at face value. This is how I interact with people. When OP's wife was finally able to get some time off to come and visit and see the school, I immediately texted all the guys and girls I'd been hanging out with to see if they wanted to go dancing and to meet her. And he's the only one that showed up? Fucking rough, dude. Why did you pick this college? Okay, whatever. Racist Beard thought himself to be a good dancer and only dropped a few of the girls that were brave enough to try dancing with him, so he was pumped to go. Oh, that was a joke. He dropped a few of the girls. He wasn't a good dancer at all. Get it? My wife's family are all very white and either redheads or blondes. My dad is Irish and my mother is Indian, so I look more Indian than Irish. And yet this dude still hung out with you? He can't be that racist. We're throwing around this label, but I don't think we truly know what it means. I guess racism is more of a spectrum than a binary thing, isn't it? So we meet up at the dance hall, and she gets to meet most of my friends, including Racist Beard. I'm glad he's not the only one that came, honestly. We danced for a while. Racist Beard dances with my girlfriend a few times during the night. It seemed like it was going to be basically a normal night until we leave the dance hall. Apparently, Racist Beard needs a ride back to his dorm, so I offer to take him back. He gets into the back seat. After we left, he asks my girlfriend, I have got to know how your family is okay with you being in an interracial relationship. My first reaction was to think he was making a joke about it, until he begins spouting off why he doesn't understand how ethnic men get all these girls, especially the fair-skinned blonde ones. Well, buddy, I explained it to you like this. Opposites attract. We always want the things that we don't have. Personally, I think it's an evolutionary thing to make sure we get a good, nice mix of genetics. Although I guess, yes, there are some people out there that are diametrically opposed to any sort of mixing, and those are the ones that end up with sickle cell anemia and mental illness a couple generations down the line. We've seen how it goes. It doesn't work out. I don't think the true problem here is that OP dates a white woman. I think when you really get down to the root of it, it's because Racist Beard's a social reject. He hasn't found any woman who has shown him any interest at all, and that's probably because he's a big fat slob. I guarantee you a black girl walks past and smiles at him, he's gonna get down on one knee. Marry me, please. OP says, I probably should have stopped and told him he could walk the rest of the way, but I'm sad to say that I didn't. I just called him an asshole and told him to shut up for the rest of the drive. Haven't talked to the dude since then. Thank God. TLDR, Neckbeard friend exclaims to my girlfriend in front of me how he doesn't understand why non-white men get all the white girls. That is an interesting thought. Also patently untrue. You could flip it to the other side of the world and see all these East Asian men complaining about how white dudes are coming and blah, blah, blah. The truth is, you like what you like. People should be able to date who they want. And if you have a problem with it, just keep it to yourself. It's your damage that you need to deal with. Don't put it on another person, please and thank you. I'm glad that friendship ended. That friendship was a friendship of convenience anyways, but it really was going nowhere. Good riddance to bad rubbish, I say. Let's get into the next story. Neckbeard on the train! Real short one. Taking the train this lovely morning, and I spotted a fedora on the floor. Don't touch it, a neckbeard's hiding underneath. I thought it belonged to the big dude next to it, but it turned out that it fell off the guy in front of him while he was asleep. He couldn't find it, so he stood up and told us, one of you has a black fedora in your belongings that isn't yours. Wow, that's quite an accusation to level. You just wake up and start talking to people like that? You better sit back down before you get slapped in the fucking mouth. Think I give a shit about your Kmart fedora. Get the hell out of here. OP and the guy in front of me pointed it out, and the Neckbeard thanked us begrudgingly, saying we saved someone from massive amounts of destruction. You're talking about when you go home and cry and eat 6 Hot Pockets all by yourself, right? The destruction of your own body? Because to me, it looks like that's the only thing that you're truly capable of destroying, but I'd be happy to be proven wrong. Now this quality specimen is vaping on a crowded train. I'm so sad creeper shots aren't allowed here because this dude is amazing. The Neckbeard is strong with him. I think it's a good rule that creeper shots aren't allowed, honestly. Lolcows posting their own content and people pointing and laughing is way different than being like, hey, look at this guy. He didn't consent to any of that. Is he a weirdo? Yeah, probably. But just let him continue on his weirdo ways until he meets the wrong one. And then all that's gonna come to a head real fast. On the off chance you see this, guy in the fedora with a big hole in your black pants and the shameful goatee, thanks for making the Amtrak smell like shit, bro. Nobody is gonna steal your stupid freaking hat. I'll let him get away with the stupid hat. I'll even let him get away with accusing people around him of taking it when clearly it's disgusting and nobody wants it. I will not let you get away with vaping in pub on a train. I'm tired of these motherfucking vapes on this motherfucking train. Thank you for allowing me to do this. We'll move on to the next one. Neckbeard tries to brag about his sexual prowess. Oh, that's ew. Okay, here's another one of my stories. Wow, excited to see you back, deleted user. I hate when people do this shit, like hype it up. You guys have all been waiting for this story, right? I don't even know who you are, dude. There are 3 characters involved, so I'll lay them out here. Yes, surely we couldn't pick up the context of these 3 characters. Better throw in a cast list. Minnie, my tiny 4'11" friend. Super nerdy with pink hair and dresses like someone who just left an event that was punk concert and PAX East. A little too polite / nice for her own good. Yeah, because she's tiny. People could just pick her up and ragdoll her and she would be dead. Also, just as an aside, can I say I hate the fuck out of nerd chic? Leave the nerdy things to the actual nerds. You can't just jump on because it's cool now. I see through you, pink hair. Slim is OP. We're just gonna call him OP. Tall, 6'3", and slim. Oh, that's why the name. That's a good one. Brought up in a well-off home / town, so my style of dress reflects that. Confident, polite, and blunt. What do you wear, a fucking top hat and a monocle? Mr. Monopoly has boarded the bus. Stand aside, cretins! There's also C, the neckbeard of the hour, weirdly obsessed with doing it. Takes photos of himself modeling, and he is the exact opposite of a model. OP out here judging other dudes like, you're not pretty enough to be a model. Only I'm pretty enough to be a model. I'm super tall and slim. Did I tell you that I was well off growing up? That's why I wear a top hat and a monocle. Cool, yeah. That's almost a personality, all right. I've just been so mean to every OP. I don't know what's going on today. They can't all be douchebags. It's gotta be me that's just being a dick today. Whatever, lean in, it's fine. I'm in class one day and packing up to head out. My phone, which was in front of me on my desk, lights up with a notification. I check it, and it's a text from Minnie. It simply reads, I'm at the campus center. Please help me. Oh yeah, here we go. White Knight kicking into action. He just starts sprinting across campus. Class ends a few minutes later, and I make the 100-foot or so walk to the campus center. And that was when I see him, C, and his victim, Minnie, cowering in revulsion. This is why you should carry around pepper spray. Then you don't need to text the weird guy to come save you from the weirder guy, you know? Minnie was sitting on a bench, and C had one leg up on the bench, while his remaining leg was on the ground. Well, no shit. Where else would it be? If both legs are on the bench, he's standing on the bench. One leg's in the air, one leg's on the bench. Thank you so much, OP. You're really painting a picture for me here. His outfit is really what got my attention, though. He was wearing black hiking boots, army camo cargo shorts, a Spirit Wolf t-shirt that was one size too small, and a red and black cloak/wizard's robe. Also, he had a cane. It's all just a bit too on the nose, isn't it? Come on. Who's walking around wearing a wizard's robe? He probably did just have the cane, and OP is offended because he's like, you weren't brought up in a well-off home/town. Give me your cane, sir. It will go quite well with my top hat and monocle. All this to say, you're pretty fucking ridiculous and I don't believe you. But continue. His hair was shoulder length and greasy, combed all the way back, even though his face shape was not suited for that look. Yeah, OP knows all about face shapes. Next thing you know, he's gonna whip out that little phrenology measurer, and he's gonna be like, your occipital frontal lobe is a bit too large for your face shape. How about you just get your friend the fuck out of there, huh? OP's like, yeah, we'll get to that, but first I gotta tell everybody how much better I am than that guy. You mean the guy in the wizard's robe that doesn't exist? Yeah, that's the guy. I walk up and introduce myself. He's several inches shorter than me. That makes him hardly even human, doesn't it? I put my hand out to greet him. You know, like a filthy Chad would do. You're like trying so hard to make the Chad thing happen for yourself, and I'm just not seeing it, OP. You post on Reddit. What the fuck? Automatic disqualification. C looks at the hand and scoffs. Who are you? Clearly a lowly pleb such as myself isn't worthy of basking in his stench. Really got to you, didn't it? That he didn't shake your hand? Trust me, you don't want to shake his hand, all right? You don't know where that thing's been. At this point, Minnie speaks up and says, oh, this is Slim. Slim, this is C. Slim? Oh, how long have you known each other? He's getting automatically jealous. Minnie, we just met. C, she'll be my lover soon enough. Nobody says this shit. So Slim, how long do you last in bed? That's also how I like to introduce myself to people too, as well. I gotta go now. OP says, at this point, I am freaking floored. I just stare at him for a few moments, completely devoid of any thought because of the insanity bomb that he has just detonated in the middle of a short meet and greet. You could probably cut off everything in that sentence after because, OP. I just stare at him for a few moments, completely devoid of any thought, like usual. Minnie says, and OP says, that's none of your business. Neckbeard, see? Okay, well, I last about 12 hours. Spoken like a true virgin. Oh yeah, OP's out here getting all the chicks. But honestly, truly, who wants a 12-hour session? I ain't got time, okay? At a certain point, things just start to chafe and ache, and it's not great. OP says, whatever you say. So Minnie, ready to go? We didn't have to anywhere. I just wanted to GTFO of there. Minnie just says, yeah, I just need to finish packing my stuff. And then this Neckbeard asks this, quite possibly one of the most awkward, creepy, and weird questions that you could possibly ask someone. See? So, Minnie, if you had to choose, who would you rather bag, me or OP? It's like he's just setting himself up for the fall. Probably because he's completely a figment of OP's imagination, created solely to keep his ego large and in charge. Neckbeard asked this with the most lurid, shit-eating smirk on his fat face. Then he gives me the side eye, like he's some crossbreed between 007 and Casanova. That's you. You're describing yourself. You're both side-eyeing each other at this point. This is the dumbest goddamn story I've ever read. Minnie looks up and goes, honestly, OP, because he isn't some freaking weirdo who smells like a used condom. Plus, he's in shape, and I know he respects me. Bye. Oh yes, very subtle. This soft-spoken woman who couldn't reject him by herself just lets out this torrent of hate as soon as she has backup. I'm not believing any of this. He's in shape, and I know he respects me. Yeah, okay. OP's like, yeah, it's the only reason I didn't bang her yet. Just respect her too much. All right. Minnie got up and we left. Unfortunately, this would not be our only encounter with C. More to come. Please don't do that to me. Don't do this to yourself. You want to know how the story ends? OP wakes up and he's in a red and black wizard robe / hat. He's like, oh man, my charm spell didn't work. This is all a delusion, a figment of your imagination. And as long as we're not hurting anybody else out there in the real world, I'm happy to let you hold on to it, okay? Good luck out there, OP. Damn it. And that's about it. I'm probably going to get myself into trouble if I keep going, so I'll end the episode here. 6 terribly written, completely boring Neckbeard stories, but I hope you enjoyed it, friends. I hope you like, comment, subscribe if you did. Check out the links in the description. Thank you to my Patreon patrons, my YouTube channel members. I also want to point you to the end card, where I'm going to be linking even more Neckbeard Stories one-offs. Gotta catch them all. You're gonna love it. I'll see you in the next one, friends. Always remember that you are loved, you are worthy, you definitely deserve it, and I shall see you then. So until then, friends, bye-bye. Go ahead and cut them open. It's gonna be fine. It's gonna be fine. Promise, swears he